guys, let's do a super quick one about one-way roads. So when you're on a one-way road, you're going to see a blue sign with a white arrow on it, and this shows that you're on a one-way street. Another way that you can know that you're on a one-way street is to look at the parked cars, and they're all going to be facing one way. Yeah, so then not going to be parked the other way as well. So just keep an eye on that. Now, when you're going down a one-way and you get to a T-junction at the end of the one-way, it's really important on your test and in life to see the road markings. So one of the things that I need to do with students is make sure that they see the road signs and the road markings. And this gets easier as the student learns to drive, because they're so focused on the clutch and the steering and all the other hazards that sometimes looking at signs and road markings is the last thing that a student will do. But when you start to get a bit more sort of relaxed and you can see these things, looking down at the road markings is extremely useful. So you're going to be able to see arrows that are pointing to the right and give way triangles on the floor and things like that. And that's very helpful in the signs and everything. So when you're coming up to a one-way, there's going to be two triangles at the end potentially to help you to know that you give way from the left and the right, which is different to a normal junction. You're going to have directional arrows on approach and even a give way sign perhaps as well, which is on a pole. But at the end of the road, there's going to be two triangles on the floor. The triangles printed on the floor is a reminder to help you to know that you're giving way at the end of the road. Give way lines are normally two double dotted lines, and I always say give way. That's how I teach it, give way. Yeah, because there's two lines. One line for the give, one line for the way, give way. But you're also going to have a triangle, like an upside down triangle, if you want to call it that, on the left, and an upside down triangle on the right, because you turn left from the left triangle and you turn right from the other triangle on the right. So this video, as you can see, is triangles on the left and the right one way. And then if you're coming up to a normal junction, if you want to call it that, like when there's people that come into the junction as well, there's going to be just a triangle on the left because you give way out of that side. Yeah, there's not going to be a triangle on the other side as well. That's just a one way. All right, so this particular video is containing a test route. This is Townsend Street in Cheltenham, and it's a test route. And it's very important that the student looks at the road markings, right? Because if you position on the left to turn right, I'm afraid that's no good. I've had someone fail for that before. It's very important that you position on the right, on the arrow that says to turn right, and then you notice that there's two give way triangles instead of just the one on the left. All right, guys, so I really hope this information helps you, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay guys, so this is the video of Townsend Street in Cheltenham. This is a test route, but it's also useful for people on YouTube. So it's a one way because you can see the arrows on the left and the right as you enter the road, and you can see that all the traffic is parked facing forward as well. As we go down to the end of the road, if you're on your test in Cheltenham, you can turn right or left because there's two test routes down here. If you're turning right at the end of the road, you can see the arrows now saying you need to be on the right to turn right. So I join the traffic on the right. The hatch markings is covered by a solid border, so we are not allowed to use that bit because of the visibility there. It's helpful if we stay off it. And there's a triangle for positioning on the right to turn right, and a triangle on the left to turn left. And those, of course, are the give way triangles. So that's how to know if it's a one way, because you've got the triangles on the left and the right, and the give way line is double all across the road. All right, guys. And then I'll just include this normal turn as well. So I've just turned out of Townsend Street. If you were on your test, you would then be turning into this turn as well, which is really sharp. Use first gear if this is your test route, guys. At the end of the road, this is a normal T-junction. So as you can see, there will be only one triangle on the left. So as you approach, of course, you're turning left and right out of the left side of the road because there's only one triangle, and there was a double line at the end of this side only, so people can turn into this road from the right, turning in. Okay, so it's very different to the other one, as you can see, because you do all of your turns from the left lane on this particular one, so left and right, and on the other one you position completely on the right to turn right and on the left to turn left. Hope this helps.